Armand lived in a sprawling city where life moved at a frantic pace. His friends were always chasing the next big thing, the latest smartphones, the trendiest clothes, the most Instagrammable weekend parties. For them, money was a revolving door. It came in, and just as quickly, it went out. No one seemed to give much thought to the future. One evening, as Armand sat sipping tea at a quiet roadside cafe, blurring around him, a memory surfaced. It was something his old teacher had said years ago. If you save just $100 every month, the teacher had told the class, you could retire a millionaire. Back then, the entire class had laughed. Oh, could such a tiny amount possibly change a life? It seemed absurd. But now, years later, those words echoed in his mind with a newfound clarity. Right then and there, Armand made a decision. Every single month, no matter what, he would set aside $100. The first step felt almost invisible. To find that extra $100, he made small, deliberate changes. He skipped a few dinners out with friends. He cancelled a streaming subscription he barely ever used. And he started brewing coffee at home, instead of buying it on his way to work. That first $100 slipped quietly from his checking account into a new savings account. The first year was, honestly, a bit uneventful. He watched as his friends bought new clothes, upgraded their phones yet again, and posted endless pictures of expensive meals. Meanwhile, his savings account balance grew so slowly it was almost boring to look at. But every time doubt crept in, he reminded himself of a simple truth. Wealth isn't built in a day, it's built in habits. He was laying the foundation, one brick at a time. 10 years passed in a flash. His friends had new cars, the latest gadgets, and a mountain of debt to show for it. Armand had something different. He had $18,000. He had personally contributed $12,000 over that decade. But the magic of compound interest had added another $6,000 all on its own. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't glamorous, but it was real. It was tangible proof that his money was finally starting to work for him. Still, his friends just shrugged. Listeners, they'd say, but it's not exactly life-changing, is it? Armand would just smile. He knew he wasn't chasing quick riches. He was building something deeper, something more sustainable. As the years continued to roll on, Armand's little $100 snowball started to grow larger and larger. By the time he reached middle age, his contributions, which totaled less than $50,000, had transformed into a portfolio worth more than $350,000. His money was now earning significant amounts while he slept. That's when a powerful realization hit him. More than 85% of his wealth didn't come from his own labor. It came from his money working for him. This was the secret his teacher had tried to share with a room full of laughing students all those years ago. This financial cushion started to open up choices that others simply didn't have. One day, Armand's company offered him a major promotion. It came with a much bigger paycheck, but it also came with immense stress and responsibility. Round the same time, a small, ambitious startup offered him a role with less money but incredible growth potential and a mission he believed in. His friends couldn't imagine turning down the bigger paycheck. To them, it was a no-brainer, but Armand had options. Hull's investments gave him a safety net, a cushion that allowed him to take risks others couldn't afford. He took the startup job. Later, when a rare opportunity to buy a small piece of land came up, Armand didn't hesitate. He had the capital ready. His friends, many of whom were still living paycheck to paycheck, could only watch from the sidelines. Looking back, Armand realized the hardest part wasn't the math of investing. It was the discipline. Every single month, he faced temptation. There was always a sale on something he wanted, an expensive trip his friends were planning, or just the general urge to upgrade his lifestyle. But he learned to treat his $100 investment like a non-negotiable bill, just like rent or electricity. He automated the transfer, removing the temptation of choice altogether. And as he did this, something fascinating happened on a psychological level. Watching his investment account grow became genuinely exciting. It became a game. Instead of seeing saving and investing as a sacrifice, he began to see it as the most rewarding thing he did with his money. That excitement fueled his discipline and pushed him further. He started investing his annual tax refunds. When he got a raise at work, he redirected the extra income straight into his investments. He even started a small side hustle on the weekends, funneling every dollar of profit into his growing portfolio. This is when he entered what he called the wealth acceleration phase. By the time his portfolio reached $100,000, a simple 10% market return meant an extra $10,000 in a single year, almost as much as he was contributing himself. At $300,000, that same 10% return meant $30,000. His money was now generating more income than some people's full-time salaries. 2. The snowball was rolling downhill, picking up speed and mass with every rotation. His entire mindset around money shifted. He no longer asked, "Can I afford this purchase?" Instead, he started asking, "How much future wealth will this purchase cost me?" That $100 dinner with friends wasn't just $100 anymore. It was the hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars it could have grown into over the next decade. Every dollar he held had the potential to become multiple dollars. Of course, the journey wasn't a straight line up. Armand lived through recessions, stock market crashes, and periods of intense economic uncertainty. He watched his account balance dip, sometimes sharply. It was scary. But in those moments, he clung to his teacher's words. Wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. He didn't panic. He didn't sell. He stayed consistent, month after month, just like he always had. And over the decades, the market always recovered, it always grew, and it always rewarded his patience. By the time he reached retirement age, Armand's modest, almost laughably small habit had blossomed into complete financial independence. He wasn't the richest man in the city by any measure, but he was free. Importantly, free to live without the constant fear of bills or unexpected emergencies. It was about the quiet, unglamorous power of discipline, patience, and compound growth. And for him, it all began with that one simple decision to save $100 a month. What choices are you making today? Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content on building a life of financial freedom.